Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. In this episode, I thought of the long history I have been working in my career in art. That at least you can say 50 years of art and ideas. If we start from the even further than 50 years, the first important big exhibition I had in Libya in my own country a long time ago. That was in 1965 in Tripoli International Fair. That was the biggest and the more international exhibition of mine those days. Now that it took me years to study in my research about art, especially in Islamic and Arabic culture, where I needed to understand how the idea of art and thoughts and ideas and poetry and wise sayings and the rest of it is being seen and valued in that culture, which is values so much, a lot of that. There's so much wise sayings, so much beautiful poetry. And you're talking about over 1500 years of that time. Now, later on, when I came to England to finish some of my studies, I had the first group exhibition that was in the Africa Center with other artists. It was I played a small part in that. It was only some of my work being included in that exhibition, but that was part of the, if you like, what it happened in '68. Now, keeping these memories alive, I went through my studies and my trials and looked at this and started to develop my new ideas about art in my own way. When I started, to practice what I understood about Islamic art and Islamic and Arabic culture and literature and wise ideas and poetry, and I start to apply that as the centerpiece, as the center idea of the art which I was producing those days. Now, by 1969, I had the first exhibition the first solo exhibition of mine in Plymouth Museum. That was very important because it was a solo exhibition, because it was in the museum of Plymouth where I used to study. Now, of course, any of these exhibitions, there's a lot of stories, a lot of history about it. Any of these exhibitions, how the development being done, what's the, the progression, how the artwork starts, to have its own mark, its own identity, which is those days, it was a unique identity. There wasn't, as far as I understood those days, nobody those days was using Arabic script in paintings as I did. Later on, and I heard that somebody before me in the 40s included one or a few pieces of that, but of course that was very small trials, and it didn't last very long, and it didn't take, the project which I am doing now further, as I understood in for 50 years of experience. As people will tell you, if the people who know about the art and have seen the exhibitions and seen the art pieces and the rest of it. Now that is one of this thing. Now that exhibition of '69, we have a poster, a very famous poster, which is I done those days, and we still have a copy. We can show it later on, the thing after that progressed from different exhibitions through the years till we are talking about something like 70 or 70 plus exhibitions around the world. from America to Russia to Korea to Australia to the Middle East to Malaysia to places like that, to Europe and the rest of it. So that is one thing which is we thought that might be good ideas. And of course, one of the exhibitions, we produce a lot of brochures. Some of these brochures will show you a lot of artwork, pictures, and the rest of it. Some people will know this because of their experience with the exhibitions and the experience with the artwork. Some people might not know that. But of course, for example, we have this brochure which says Ali Omar Ermes Art and Ideas. So that is very much the episode's name. This episode's name, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I was looking for the coffee. I don't know if there was any coffee around here. Thank you very much. Coffee, thanks. Thank you very much indeed. This time, the coffee is not cold. Let us start try it. It is nice coffee. It is bitter and not cold. So that's we can start. Now, some of the things which is being developed, as I am taking some of the memories that being developed from art, from my art, was this small project. This small project is producing an art piece on silk garments like this, in different colors. This is a piece of artwork, has been produced on silk. That you're talking about something like 22 years ago. And of course, we produced that in more than one color. So it gives you look at how bright and beautiful and vibrant these colors are. And the expression of the different, shall we say, applications of colors when it comes to the artwork itself. And this is just a few examples of colors. The same artwork, but the examples are in colors. Now, this piece of artwork, which is being produced here, you can see it in this brochure. This brochure was a brochure of my exhibition to the Ashmolean, 1992, and this is the artwork which is being produced. This is the artwork that has been produced. And see if there was a lot of other images, which is I think we might be able to produce later on. And of course, I wouldn't know exactly if some of these, shall we say, thoughts and ideas came about as clear as I wanted. We might have to go back again and look at some of the timings or some of the. On the other hand, of course, we still have some few pieces of that old exhibition, which is I kept safe for a long time. We're talking about more than 50 years now. Oh yeah, 49 years. Yeah, 49 years. And still we have one or two pieces, while we also had a few pieces went. Some of them are being, taken, not to bring back, but that happens usually from time to time in the art world, unfortunately. So that's that. Now, if you like what you see in this episode, and of course, if you also have any questions, we will be happy, shall we say, to answer. Hopefully for the next few episodes we might be able to go a little more about explanations about these 50 years of art and ideas of my work. And of course, if you also like this and you want to describe, please do, because usually this what helps something like this to carry on from success to success. Thank you very much indeed. I'll see you later.